Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, so the message for today is hidden in the shadows is a brand new beginning. So we start out with this King of the Water. We've got this Major Arcana 15 card, which is so much about abundance. And then we've got the Three of Earth reversed. So I kind of want to start with this one. It just kind of looks like something hasn't worked out, some project you're working on or something like that. Three of Earth, it's like Three of Pentacles. Usually I look at that as kind of a starving artist card where you really commit yourself to your passions, or you really commit yourself to a business or a project or something like that. But I always want to point out like how in this card he's bleeding onto these seeds that he's planting, and so it really says that speaks to the commitment. Not only is earth energy itself, very slow moving, very yet very sustaining and sustainable energy, and then when you're putting so much of yourself into it. And so with this being reversed, it feels like a really strong disappointment, like maybe you really put yourself into something and it didn't come to fruition. And it feels like what the guidance wants to bring your attention to is that everything is okay anyway. Like whatever it is, especially if this has to do with business or whatever, I think they're really wanting you to turn your attention to the abundance that is present in your life, that you do have so much. And there's an affirmation that I just keep saying over and over again. I always have everything that I need. I always have everything that I need. I always have everything that I need. I may not always get everything I want, it's like that Rolling Stone song, but I always have everything that I need. And sometimes when you really give your attention to having everything that you need, you can start to really recognize all that you have to be grateful for, how much you truly do have. And I love, here's this lucky little rabbit next to a pile of money and a cornucopia full of food, and then this nest with hatched birds, and then there's this dragon like kind of guarding over this person here. So very much just recognizing that you have more than maybe you've been giving your attention to, and the more you turn your attention to that, it feels like it'll bring you into greater balance and less worrying about what hasn't worked out. Just trust that there's a reason why we get led to do things that aren't meant to go further than they actually go. Everything is a learning experience, and with that, I just feel like with the moon overhead, especially with the water people, it really does speak to divine timing, divine cycles. And so whatever this was, and there's something about the implication of the three, because the moon right here, it's the triple goddess, it's the waxing and the waning and the full moon. There's something about the three implied there, and then this being the Three of Earth. Something about that. Three is the number of creativity. I don't know why suddenly I had to jump on the number three, but it just felt like it's pertinent. So maybe the number three is standing out to you or something like that. But again, returning to that divine timing, and I like that there's this eye in the moon. There is some sort of a watchfulness, some sort of a vision, some sort of a clarity that can come when you can just rest and be patient and trust the divine timing of all things. Again, whatever this was, I feel like it's just a need to trust and be balanced in the knowledge that you got this took you as far as it was meant to go. And I don't think that this was futile. I don't think it was a waste of your energy and your blood and your sweat and your tears, because you probably learned a lot from that, and you planted seeds for future growth, whether it's in that particular project or not. I really do think you've planted seeds for future growth. So just trusting in the divine timing of it all, and really focusing on the here and now, focusing on the abundance that you do have, being grateful, deepening into that gratitude, and again, keeping that balance, keeping that calm, definitely acknowledging any and all emotions that come up, but taking a level stance with it, a balanced approach to it all, and returning your focus to what is good about life, what is abundant about life, what is flourishing about life, what is peaceful about life. Then we come up here and we've got this, I think he's called the Sage. You know how much I love this deck and I'm always learning. And then we've got this I don't know if she's the queen of air or the princess of air. She is some sacred being of the air energy. And then we also have this like princess of fire. Both of these are 13s. So 13 is the number of the goddess. So very strong feminine aspect all of a sudden showing up here. But then this wise masculine energy here as well. So there's something about illuminating the way. I feel like having a fresh perspective and applying some sort of knowledge. There's something about the two energies working together. Again, this is about creativity. It's fire energy. It's passion, inspiration, motivation, action, that sort of thing. And I love that the air and fire are typically associated with being the masculine energies, and water is typically associated, water and earth are typically associated with being feminine energies. But in these cards, the masculine are represented in it's easy for me to say, are represented in the earth and water, and then the feminine are represented in the air and fire. So there is something about I don't know, something about finding balance just deeply within that. I feel like with this, it's saying to trust your perceptions, trust in your magic, trust in your intuition, trust in that kind of guidance, very much trusting in the vision that you have. There's some sort of clarity that comes through. And then it's like with fresh eyes, it leads to some sort of wisdom, knowing when to act, knowing when to hold back. And it does kind of feel like there's some sort of, the word culminating is coming into mind, waiting for something to culminate. So both of these are very fast moving energies, but it feels like with the feminine being represented in them, it feels like knowing when to act. Again, applying some sort of a wisdom. And then when we talk about new beginnings being hidden in the shadows, it's because you've got the 0 card, which typically is associated with the Fool. Obviously, this doesn't look like the Fool, but you've got the 0 card here. And even though I had seen it come out, when I laid it out on the table, I didn't see it anymore. And then I realized after looking at the others, oh, there it is. It was just hiding in the shadows. And so it does kind of feel like maybe, you know, a lot of the teachers do speak about that, like Esther Hicks and Bashar and all those beautiful teachers about, you know, instead of having the approach of, you know, I have to see it to believe it, really to recognize and honor yourself as a creative creator manifesting being, you have to believe it before you can see it. And so it feels very much about aligning into the energy of the vision and the inspiration and the intuition, and really getting a hold of the passion that you have for it, but then being wise enough to have patience and know when to act. Because it feels like, and with the 0 card, you know, there's the shadow side and there's the illuminated side, and all of these things in action with this serpent holding the torch. Again, there's something about illumination, maybe some sort of a release of the past. So it does kind of feel like allowing, again, for that divine timing. Things are syncing up. Things are syncing up, synchronizing. The timing is syncing up. The people are coming into alignment, the situations, circumstances. It's all coming into alignment. So trust the unfolding of it all, but stay true to the vision and allow the release. And that could be part of it. The past could be blocking the flow for the future. So while the rest of the universe is syncing up for the fruition and the manifestation of all whatever this inspired, intuitive, you know, things that are lining up, there's some great release that needs to happen while you are turning your attention to the vision. So much of it is about be here now, being in the here and now, and giving honor and love and acknowledgement to all of it. This being hidden in the shadows, it does feel like those fragmented parts of ourselves that have been lying in the shadows are presenting themselves to come into the light, to be reflected on, to be loved, to be acknowledged, to be validated, and then to be healed and integrated back into that wholeness, because you need these missing pieces of yourself to move forward into the next phase of the journey. So again, a lot of it is about patience, but just know that these beginnings, while maybe unseen, you intuitively know, you're feeling inspired to know that they are happening. They are happening. It's just things are working behind the scenes. And so just focus on the passion, and also focus on healing whatever trauma, integrating whatever parts of yourself that maybe you've rejected in the past, that you've denied, that you've criticized, learning to love all pieces and parts of yourself. And again, bring yourself into that wholeness, and you're about to start a brand new journey. So that's all I have for today. Peace and love until next time.